What's going on? We back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. Game 3, immediate reaction to the Golden State Warriors stumping out the Houston Rockets 126-85. And we predicted this game right again. We're in the groove. Golden State just jumped out early. It was more like a 10-point lead, and the Rockets cut it down a little bit. They jump out again in the third quarter. They took the top off, but early on, it was it was a lot back and forth, a lot of missed open shots. I mean, if Houston could have made some of their shots early on, this could have been a totally different ball game. But James Harden reverted back to regular James Harden to the playoffs. A guy that was missing bunnies, a guy that was just missing shots, and it's different on the road, man. Usually superstars play good everywhere, and Houston had a hell of a road game record, but it's different when you're in the playoffs in the Western Conference Finals. Versus, the Golden State Warriors. Houston had the opportunity to come back in the first half, man. They had a huge opportunity. They just couldn't knock down a string of shots, man. And, selling for jumpers, but then they was missing bunnies as well, too. And that was the issue with my whole game plan for the Golden State Warriors. This game was to attack the paint. And at least somebody else understood to attack the paint and got into a groove like Steph Curry. Steph Curry was more than efficient inside the paint. This series, and he got off to a cold shooting streak early in the first quarter. Then he started going to the paint, getting easy layups, getting teardrops, all types of things, laying up over Clint Capella. And once he started seeing that ball go in the hole in the third quarter, he caught fire. He turned it up, and that's bad news for Houston. If Curry is turning it up like that, Durant has been consistent this whole series. Just them two alone, with average contribution from the rest of the team, is going to be too much for Houston, man. Especially with both of them attacking the paint and shooting from the outside and doing both of those things. It's tough to beat, man. And Curry stepped up his defensive effort, and people saying, well, they're taking advantage of Curry. He was injured, but, he been putting up a better defensive effort than James Harden. James Harden been trying, though, man. Maybe you were a little bit looser shorts, it'd be all right. But Golden State followed my game plan for them to the T. At least Steph Curry did. He attacked the basket. Seeing the ball go in the hole, he caught fire. And when he caught fire, it was all she wrote, man. Him and Kevin Durant is a potent duo, man. Very, very potent. Clay chipped in 13. Draymond chipped in 10 points and 17 rebounds. In Houston, it was just like, man, Harden struggled. Chris Paul really didn't dominate the game. A lot of his points was meaningless points. For Houston, man, in this game, in this series, they haven't got Clint Capella involved, and they can. They got to put him in more of a pick and roll situations and in a little bit more of a, situation where they drive and dump off to him. They got to get him involved, man, because he's really the key to them winning this series. If he plays well and dominates the paint, rebound, and is motivated, man, and they can get him some easy buckets and get him in the flow, and he going to make the game easy. He going to get you second chance points. He going to defend the paint. He gonna be doing the dirty work big man supposed to do, but they haven't done that, man. He's not engaged into the game. Guys get tired of being, lunch pail guys. They want to score some points too, and they haven't really integrated Capella in this series, in my opinion. But Harden didn't play well, Chris Paul didn't play well. Pretty much nobody played well. Told you guys that the Rockets was going to revert to what the Rockets do best. You could change the team for a game, man, but really, man, when you make that adjustment, man. They're going to revert back. When the pressure's on, they're going to revert back doing what they're going to do, man. That's their natural habitat or their natural form. And Golden State made some adjustments, but basically this was what Houston was the whole year. ISO team and drive and kick, and it's not a good offense. It's not a good defensive team. And they're not going to play like that for 4 games. So I'm telling you that right now, And this game, game 4 is pivotal for Houston. We'll see if they come out with a different mindset. But if this is any indication of Curry getting on track and Durant stays on track, and if, Clay, Iguodala, Draymond, any of those guys can catch fire, it's going to be a major issue for Houston, and this could be over quicker than, people indicated after game 2. Jordan Bell was swapped out for David West today, and Jordan Bell did some of the dirty work. It wouldn't show up in the stat book, but he was better on the defense, and he's definitely the future. Kevin Looney is another underrated guy. And Golden State look good, man. They look really, really good. I told you guys, when they got game 1, it was basically at game 2, like, You know what? We ain't worried about getting 2 in Houston, man. We know we gonna whoop their ass 2 times in Oakland, and then we probably gonna end their ass off at the crib. So they came into that mindset, and people say, well, they got 4 All-Star, caliber players and all of this. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, they still a team that want to click the switch on. They still an NBA team. When they start the first one in Houston, they don't really care about the second one. They trying to get the third and fourth at the crib and possibly close it out in Houston. That's their mindset. People thought that Houston had turned the tide, but not really. P.J. Tucker not going to come out there and hit 5 threes again, and 4 or 5 threes. Trevor Ariza, Eric Gordon not going to continue to play good, even though Eric Gordon shot well early today. But he's not going to consistently give you that same stretch that he just gave you today. The other day in Game 2. You can't bank on that. You can't bank on Chris Paul and James Harden playing like superstars every night, especially on the road. It seems like they play like glorified role players tonight, man. This one game, and Golden State had they glorified role players moaning they superstars, and it is what it is, man. I can't wait to see the next game. I think it's Tuesday. From Golden State, should be a good game. See if Curry can carry that fire over, and if he can, and Durant can be consistent, Houston really ain't got no shot unless they go crazy behind the 3-point line. But overall, it was a good game, man. It was a really, really good game in the beginning. It was kind of competitive, but then Golden State just took off, man. And when Curry gets to shooting the ball like that, he's the heart, the spirit, and the motor of this team. Well, at least the motor and motor of the team. I say Draymond might be the heart. But, he's definitely still showing people that he's still the most polarizing figure on his team when he get hot. And, Houston found that out. They tried to attack him, but they better put a bigger defender on him. But it probably might not matter now that he see the ball go in the hole. The 3-point assassin is going to be an issue. But, Golden State takes game 3. We on to game 4.